I hope everyone is having a great day. Fans of Pawn Stars are surprised by the story we have for you today. Many people are surprised that Rick Harrison, a well-known face in the heart of this popular reality TV show, is in major legal trouble right now. A man who is known for being good at business and knowing a lot about old things is now involved in a case that is getting a lot of attention. What did happen? Where did the man who turned a pawn shop into a business get himself into such a tough spot? If you're as shocked as we were, watch the whole movie to find out what's going on with this case now. Don't forget to like the video, follow, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our big news. Write your thoughts about this shocking story in the box below. Richard Harrison, who goes by the name Rick Harrison, is an American businessman and TV figure who was born in Lexington, North Carolina on March 22, 1965. He had to go through a lot of hard things to become a well-known face on Pawn Stars. Rick moved to San Diego, California with his family when he was only 2 years old. That's where he grew up. But his life wasn't easy. Rick was 8 years old when he was told he had epilepsy. This meant he missed a lot of school. Instead of letting himself fall behind, he spent time learning and reading deeply, especially about history. This helped him a lot later on when he was trying to make a living as an antique and rare item appraiser. Rick dropped out of school in the 10th grade, but he didn't see it as a failure. Instead, he saw it as a reason to learn on his own. His father, Richard Benjamin Harrison, hired him to work when he was a teenager, aka the old man in a number of business deals. A key skill for Rick's future job will be being able to value and authenticate things, which he got better at through these hands-on experiences. Rick went through a big change when he was 17. He got married to his girlfriend Kim after she got pregnant. They had 2 boys together named Corey and Adam, but they were only married for 8 years before they split up in 1981. At the same time, Rick's family moved to Las Vegas, Nevada. His dad opened a store called the Gold and Silver Coin Shop there. The store got a license to be a pawn shop in 1989, and it became known as the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop. It later became the main location for the hugely famous Pawn Stars show. The first few years were hard. Rick and his father had to deal with a lot of problems, from rude customers to things they didn't expect. But it was during those years that Rick built a strong name in Las Vegas, mostly because he knew a lot about antiques, collectibles, and history. Rick Harrison had the big idea of making a reality TV show about how his pawn shop works every day. He saw how much entertainment value there was in the pawn business. Rick didn't give up, even though he was turned down a lot at first. After working hard toward his dream for many years, he finally got a contract with the History Channel in 2009. This was the start of the show Pawn Stars. Pawn Stars made a lot of noise from the very first shows. There was more to the show than just buying and selling. It was a portal to a world of surprising rare antiques, interesting historical stories, and tense talks. People watched as Rick, his son Corey, Big Hoss Harrison, Richard Old Man Harrison, Big Hoss's father, and Austin Chumley Russell, Rick's close friend, went on a trip to find and value weird items. Rick has become well known very quickly thanks to his deep knowledge, sharp observations, and honest way of speaking. Every time he gives the final price, the well-known line, "The best I can do is," has become an unmistakable part of the show. What makes Pawn Stars unique is that it can teach you things. Each show is not only fun to watch, but it's also like a mini history lesson that helps viewers learn more about the things that are brought to the shop and where they came from. The show has a unique mix of entertainment and education that has helped it get a lot of watchers of all ages, from kids to adults. The Gold and Silver Pawn Shop quickly became a popular place for tourists to visit in Las Vegas when Rick was in charge. Not only do people come from all over the world to look at the great deals, but they also hope to be in an episode. Because the show is so famous, his business has taken off like a rocket. He has been able to do more side jobs like selling books and merchandise, and even open his own restaurant. Rick's name isn't just on Pawn Stars. He has also been on a lot of other TV shows, been interviewed by well-known papers, and given speeches at important business events. Many people are inspired by Rick's story of how he went from being a boy who had to drop out of school because of epilepsy to becoming a successful businessman and TV star around the world. Rick is often the balance on the show, helping to keep Corey from making hasty choices and Chumley from doing funny things. Pawn Star's long-term success is due in large part to the way he leads with calm, decisive, and useful ideas. Even though the show may change with each new generation, Rick Harrison is still the heart and soul of Pawn Stars. He is the man who made a small pawn shop into a worldwide TV sensation. Richard Oldman Harrison, Rick Harrison's father, and Rick Harrison have a lot more in common than just being father and son. It's a strong relationship that was formed over many years of working together and getting to know each other. Together, they opened the Gold and Silver Loan Shop in Las Vegas. They also believed in doing business in a way that respects people by being honest, smart, and understanding. When Old Man died in 2018, took over the ship that he and his son had built, staying true to the traditional ideals that his father had taught him. He not only took over a business, but a strong family tradition as well. Rick's job with Pawn Stars has been very good, but his personal life has had its ups and downs as well. Rick married Tracy Harrison again after his first marriage didn't work out. They were together for 27 years before they split up in 2011. After 2 years, Rick got married again to Deanna Burdett. This time, Counting Cars star Danny Coker led the service, and Chum Lee carried the ring. Rick keeps his family life pretty quiet, but the few times he talks about his wife and kids on the show, they show what a loving father and husband he is. Rick has always tried to balance his fame, work, and personal life, even though he is very busy and is on reality TV. Rick didn't stop growing his business company after Pawn Stars became a hit. He opened Rick's Rollin' Smoke BBQ and Tavern at Pawn Plaza next to the well-known pawn shop in 2011. He is also a co-author of License to Pawn, Deals, Steals, and My Life at the Gold and Silver. These books tell interesting stories about how he became a successful business owner. Rick has a great sense of how much something is worth and has handled thousands of impressive transactions involving everything from historical papers to classic cars to priceless artifacts. He has never thought of himself as a know-it-all, though. Rick is always ready to talk to experts about things that aren't his area of expertise because he is both professional and curious, showing how smart and careful he is with money. The New England Patriots Super Bowl championship ring, which Rick bought for $1,600 but later found to be worth much more, is one of his most memorable buys. Rick also bought a collection of Spanish gold coins from a shipwreck in 1715, which shows how much he loves history and finding lost riches. Rick Harrison has continued to change himself and his brand, even though he became famous very quickly and is a well-liked TV figure. Not only is he a porn star icon, but he is also a live example of how hard work, determination, and loyalty to his beliefs helped him go from being an apprentice pawnbroker to becoming an international businessman and TV star. Life hasn't always been easy for Rick Harrison. People who knew him well and fans were shocked when, out of the blue, he became the subject of a federal probe in 2023. The media say that federal officials from the FBI, the IRS, and the Department of Cultural Heritage Protection searched Rick's home and the Las Vegas Gold and Silver pawn shop. Witnesses at the scene said it looked like something out of an action movie. Agents were circling the store, and customers and workers were told to leave. Electronics, documents, and artifacts were taken away to be analyzed. Corey Harrison, Rick's son, was at the scene and said that everything happened so fast that the whole family felt like they were in a tornado that could have happened at any time. Soon after, a video that supposedly showed Rick leaving his house with agents following him went popular on social media, leading to a lot of talk and guessing. Some sources said the investigation was based on claims of tax evasion, money laundering, and selling items that no one knew where they came from. This made people suspicious because of strange reports from banks and complaints from former business partners. People and the media put a lot of pressure on Rick, but he stayed calm, kept running the business, and kept the store open while he waited for the police to say what they thought. History Channel, which makes the show Pawn Stars, said that they would temporarily stop making the show and put out a short statement saying that they were keeping a close eye on things and would take the right steps when they had more information. At the same time, the Gold and Silver Loan Shop stayed open, but fewer people came in because of news about what happened. Rick's lawyer spoke up right away and said that he had done nothing wrong and that there was just a mistake that was being cleared up. The public was told by Rick's famous Las Vegas lawyer, David Marshall, that his client had always run the business honestly, followed the law, and was fully cooperating with the police. But as the probe went on, new information came to light that made the case more difficult. A former employee of Rick's came forward to accuse him, saying that he had been involved in transactions involving a number of valuable artifacts. The employee also said that Rick had an internal accounting system that was used to record sensitive transactions that were not reflected in official accounting records. There are also claims that some historical items were purposely priced too low to save money on taxes, even though they were sold privately for much higher amounts. Some people even think that some of the things may have come from middlemen whose sources have not been fully confirmed. Rick was taken into custody to be questioned, but he was quickly freed on bail while the case went on. Rick still says he is innocent and will fight until the end to clear things up. Rick Harrison quickly went to court the next day and was charged with a number of major crimes, such as tax evasion, money laundering, dealing in stolen goods, and planning to buy historical artifacts illegally. The prosecutors put more pressure on his lawyer, David Marshall, who kept saying that his client was innocent. The trial went on for almost a year, and a lot of proof was given. At first, Rick denied all claims, but when his former co-workers started testifying against him, things got trickier for him. Prosecutors showed a lot of financial documents, encrypted messages, and statements from former workers that showed Rick told them to change records to hide big transactions. A shocking piece of evidence is a set of text messages that Rick sent to an unknown vendor. In these messages, Rick is said to have talked about how to de-source an 18th century document that is thought to have been stolen from a university library. In a different conversation, Rick is said to have planned deals to get around the need to report big cash payments. Rick stuck his ground and kept going on TV shows, especially ones with a conservative bent, even though the trial was putting more and more pressure on him. He said that someone was trying to hurt his image and that Pawn Stars' success was because of him. Support from fans was strong. They held protests outside the courts and came up with hashtags like Free Rick to say they didn't like how the case was handled. People were shocked when Rick lost his job because his legal problems took away from his image as a smart TV businessman. Many people, including lawyers, were shocked by the final decision. The room went silent as the judge read the decision. Rick had been calm during the whole trial, but when he heard the decision, he couldn't hide his sad face. His son Corey sat behind him with his head bowed. Chumley, who has known Rick for a long time, left the courtroom crying. There were opinions that the sentence was too harsh considering the crimes, but the judge made it clear that the punishment was based on both the financial crimes and the damage that Rick had done to cultural and historical artifacts that could not be fixed. Even so, a lot of Rick's loyal friends haven't given up on him. They got together on social media to support each other and said that the show Pawn Stars had helped people connect with history in a way that schools could never do. One fan said, "Rick taught me to love history in a way that school never could." Judge said that Rick acted like a guardian of history and someone who cared about our artifacts and traditions when he was out on bail. The truth is that he was part of an illegal group that helped steal and destroy valuable cultural heritage for their own gain. These strong words reverberated through the courtroom and put an end to Rick Harrison's time as a well-known TV star. Rick's lawyers filed an appeal right away after the decision, saying that the sentence was too harsh and violated his civil rights because the crimes were not violent. They also asked the court to let Rick out on bail while he filed an appeal, but the court said no. Pictures of Rick Harrison being handcuffed and led out of court quickly went viral, making stories on TV, online news sites, and social networks. Music. The public's response was quick and mixed. There was a lot of doubt among Rick's devoted friends, who thought that something strange was going on behind the scenes. They thought Rick wasn't just a thief, but also someone who was being blamed for a much bigger problem: the chaos and controversy that surround the trade of historical objects around the world. Historians and people who study cultural heritage praised Rick's harsh sentence, seeing it as a brave but necessary step to stop the illegal trade in priceless items that are important parts of human history that can never be replaced. For them, this isn't just a trial of a person, it's also a clear message that acts that hurt cultural values will not be tolerated by the government. In answer to that public outcry, Rick's fans started a movement called Hearts for Harrison, which is an emotional call for justice and kindness. We don't deny that Rick may have done wrong, but this sentence is not justice, it is revenge. In a short time, the effort got more than 100,000 signatures of support. The leader of the movement, Melissa Jenkins, spoke out against it. A life term for a crime that wasn't violent is totally unfair. Please sign the petition, share your story, or give money to Rick's defense fund. Please pray for him, send him messages of support, and give him money. Any amount will help him get a fair trial again during his appeal. Fans and Rick's son Corey Harrison both couldn't hide how they felt. He said, "My dad may have done something wrong, but he didn't deserve to die in jail. He should be given a chance to fix things." While people were still fighting over what they thought, the producers of the popular show Pawn Stars, History Channel, quickly took a strong action and stopped working with Rick Harrison. They not only said that the show was ending, but they also took away all of its episodes from the broadcast schedule. The channel said in a statement that it was very upset about Rick's actions and restated its unwavering dedication to protecting and honoring the world's cultural heritage. Rick Harrison has had the worst business year ever because of the case. He is a famous reality TV star and an icon of the Pawn Star brand. Rick is more than just a TV star. He is also a smart businessman who has built a huge company that goes far beyond what you might think of as a pawn shop. Now, the whole building could fall apart because of one mistake, or there could be a bigger plot that has yet to be discovered. Even though fewer people are walking by since the scandal, Gold and Silver Pawn Shop is still a popular place to visit in Las Vegas. In order to win back the public's trust, Corey Harrison has repositioned the brand by focusing on openness in all dealings and teaming up with museums and schools to support legal and moral collecting. In an emotional interview 6 months after Rick's conviction, Corey talked openly about how hard it was to run the family business and deal with the problems that came up in the trial. "For every transaction, we have put in place strict verification methods. We are now committed to being part of the solution, not part of the problem," he said. What happened was a big mistake. Austin Chumley Russell, who has always seen Rick as a father figure and teacher, also showed his feelings when he was asked about what happened. Chumley said on a podcast, "I learned a lot from Rick's solid business principles that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. I had to face the fact that I didn't see, or maybe didn't want to see, another side of him." At the moment, the Harrison family is putting all of their efforts into helping Rick with his appeal. They are also trying to fix their family's reputation and protect the future of this famous pawn shop. Many people were shocked when Corey took over the business, especially since he had a reputation for being reckless and funny on Pawn Stars. But Corey has shown that he is the right person to lead the store through this problem by being a skilled and decisive manager. Corey said in a recent press release, "The support from fans has been a huge source of strength for my dad." He said that he reads every letter and is heartened by the large number of people who still believe in and help the Harrison family through this tough time. The family has also started having vigils every Sunday morning in front of the pawn shop. Rick's fans show their support and love by coming together. If people can't make it to Las Vegas, Rick's family wants them to send him personal letters, cards, or even Pawn Stars merchandise to cheer him up and give him hope during one of the worst times of his life. Corey said that little things like that mean a lot. Even though things are hard, Corey is still sure that the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop will make it through. "I learned everything I know about this job from my dad. The principles he taught me will still be the basis on which I build my future. Our family has done some really bad things, but I'm going to make sure this store stays open for at least 30 more years." It's been in Las Vegas for more than 30 years. Rick Harrison has had an amazing journey. He went from being a small-time real estate agent to a successful businessman, reality TV star, and now guilty felon. Amazingly, the dramatic turn of events shows the harsh truth about how quickly luck can change, especially when you're famous. Many people who write about culture have said that Rick's fall is like a tragedy in a Shakespearean play. A man who knows a lot about history lets the things he used to respect become the cause of his own failure. Rick's story is no longer just about his fall, it's also a warning about the good things that come with success and the thin line between doing the right thing for business and breaking the law. The sudden change in Rick's life has not only shook up reality TV, but it has also put the family business in danger without the charismatic boss who once made the pawn shop famous. During this tough time, Rick Harrison needs all the help he can get. If you like Pawn Stars and value what Rick has done over the years, you might want to send him some good thoughts, words of encouragement, or even a prayer. Fans can leave notes on a special website set up by the Harrison family. These messages will be sent to Rick in prison. Family members say that the kind words from people in the community have given Rick a lot of strength during the worst time in his life. People can also write to the site in the hopes that each letter will bring Rick some small comfort and hope during his cold months in jail. The family of Rick also said something very sad. Rick has always had a lot of love for the Pawn Stars fans, and he knows that your support is more important than ever. The trip of Rick Harrison goes on, but this time it takes a unique turn that has never been seen before in reality TV history. We'll let you know what's going on with this shocking case, which not only changed one man's life but also shook up a beloved TV empire and made us think again about the thin line between ambition and morals. Not only is Rick Harrison's story a sad one, but it's also a haunting warning that fame and success can end in an instant, no matter how solid they seem. It makes you think, should one mistake, caused by carelessness, desire, or a broken system, determine a person's whole life? Rick fights for the truth in his